Hey everybody, and welcome back to another lecture with Coding with Roby. Today we're going to be learning about how you can pass in data to FastAPI using form fields. Form fields is different than query parameters and JSON and is typically sent using the HTML form tags. Many different types of authentication platforms want the username and password to be sent using forms and not a different type of data transfer. When using form data, the data is typically encoded using the media type, and FastAPI will automatically decode the forms for you. And in this lecture, we're going to be creating a new post API, which is going to be books login, that passes in a username and password. For this lecture, we're just going to return the username and password back as a dictionary back to the client. However, in a future lecture, we're actually going to be implementing proper authentication and authorization. To be able to work with forms, the first thing we need to do is import form. So right after status, I'm going to say comma form. And now let's scroll down right above this app.get and let's create a app.post. I'm going to make the URL /books/login. And I'm going to call this function books login. So here we're going to say async def login, and as the parameter we're going to say username :string equals form, and then as password we're also going to do the same thing and say it's type string which equals form. One thing to note here is that we must say each element as a parameter is of type form. If we do not use this equals form, then our application in FastAPI is going to automatically assume this is a query parameter. We then want to return a dictionary, which is username :username and password :password. Let's now start up our server by typing in uvicorn books2 app reload. Oops, I spelled uvicorn wrong. Let's now open up our browser. And now we have a new post request called books/login. If we click this, we can see that there's a request body with a username and password required. These are not path parameters, and these are also not query parameters. We can also see that we're going to be using the form URL encoded. If we try it out and we type in admin as the username and test1234 ! As the password, we can see that we get a successful response with the username equals admin and the password is test1234. This may not seem like much, but FastAPI is automatically decoding the username and password using the form within our parameters and returning the values back to us. This wraps up how to use forms within FastAPI, and I will see you in the next video.